great. Let's do it.
All right, for a sold-out audience.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. I'm so glad to see you all this evening. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Keith, for the beautiful music.
Reserve judgment.
What? No. Sorry. I'm going to just move this closer. I moved it far away because earlier this evening we had a bunch of kids on the bima sitting on the pulpit, and I just felt like it maybe wasn't the best idea to have like breakable stuff in the way. We're going to light the candles. I'm on page 9. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. So one of the things that I was sort of thinking about with the kids earlier today and their fun energy, we were talking about how we close our eyes for the Shema, and some people do this and some people do that. And I've been thinking all week about how we close our eyes when we light the candles, right? So one of the really interesting things about our sages is that often we are told, this is how you light the candles. Not like, why do we do it? This is how you should say the Shema. Not like, we say the Shema because we say it at this time and this way, blah, blah, blah. Like, so with candle lighting, that was always my question. I was like, why? Why do we do this? Why? So you might see that people will light the candles, close our eyes, do the 3 circles, and then open our eyes and there's the light. And it's almost like, You're supposed to be kind of surprised that it's there. You're bringing in the spirit of the Shekhinah, of the spirit of God. And then you know that you've lit the candles, but when you open them, all of a sudden, when you open your eyes, all of a sudden it's Shabbat. Before it wasn't, then it is. Like, what a magical liminal moment to celebrate. So I've just been thinking about that lately. And speaking of welcoming Shabbat, we're going to sing Shalom Aleichem, which you will find on page 10. Shalom Aleichem welcomes the angels, of God's angels, and people say, like, okay, here's a question. I thought we didn't really do that in Judaism. And the answer to your question is, surprise. We, like, all these different forms of God are forms of God and also helpers of God. And I am of the belief that people can sometimes serve as messengers as well. So let's sing together. This is a version that I don't know that well, but we'll try it out. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Achuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitzchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Clearly, I don't know that one that well. I'm working on it. It's a different one. Thank you, Keith. Beautiful. Thanks for bringing that. I tried. Well, keep working on it. We're going to continue with Lecha Dodi, which is more welcoming Shabbat, page 14. Lecha lecha dodi, lika lika kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, lika lika kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela la la la. Lecha dodi, lika lika kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, lika lika kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem al tiferet v'litchila la la la. Lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri, kiva orech umiori, uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai elechni la 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 la. Lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Please rise as we welcome Shabbat into our midst. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam v'simcha u'v'tzola, toch avonei am segula. Boi chala. Lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei p'nei shalom nekabela. We continue now with Chatzi Kaddish, which is on page 17. Our transitional prayer leads us from one piece of the service to the next. Yitgadal v'yitkadosh shemei Rabba be'alma divarach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayetachol be'it Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam alal me'omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitazar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'oma ve'imeru amen. Please rise as we join together on page 18 for Baruch Hu. Please be seated. Will you pray with me at the top of page 20? Somewhere at the fringes of night, the shadows of darkness soften and earth comes alive with hints of light. My heart fills with fresh, bright hope, and the world stirs to give birth to color. Colors are secrets not seen in the dark, like the promise of God when darkness is visible. Creator, you who bring dawn from the darkness, break the used goblets of my yesterdays. Let me find wisdom in the shards and grow in knowledge of your eternal presence. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Almighty One, who makes the evenings fall. Amen. We continue at the bottom of the page with Ahavat Olam, everlasting love. I feel like that is the explanation of what God is to me. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu lemadeta, V'nismach v'divrei Toratacha u'mitzvotacha le'olam va'ed. Ki chem chayenu be'orach yameinu uvahem negeh yomam v'layla negeh yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Ohev Amo Yisrael. Sorry, that was my fault. Sorry. Can I ask Patty or Jan or somebody who knows where the batteries are for some more batteries? Do you know where the batteries are? No, they're gone. It's okay. I'm just like, because I have my mask on, I was trying to like, yeah. Yeah, I think so. You know, just, right? Yeah, thank you. We're going to continue with Shema, which you will find on page 22. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Thank you. You know, not what you expect to be doing, but sometimes things that happen, you know? Like life. We're going to continue with Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, veshivtecha beveitecha, uvalachtecha vaderech, uveshachbecha uvekumecha, ukshartam leot al yatecha, vahayuletotafo beineinecha, uchtavtam, Al mezuzot beitacha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzetzi etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. We're going to continue with Mi Chamocha on page 25. Great. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'etar b'kodesh, norat tehilot tosef eleh, norat tehilot tosef eleh. Malachutecha ra'u v'necha, ukei hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, za'elianu ve'amru, za'elianu ve'ameru, Adonai imlo le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. We're going to continue with Hashkivenu, which is on page 27. Our prayer for a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace, that we say every evening as the evening falls. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushma'at tzeitzenu, u'oinu, lechaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. I'm on page 29. Gratefulness. To pray is to regain a sense of the mystery that animates all being, the divine margin in all attainments. Prayer is our humble answer to the inconceivable surprise of living. It is all we can offer in return for the mystery by which we live. How strange we are in the world and how presumptuous our doings. Only one response can maintain us. Gratefulness for witnessing the wonder, for the gift of our unearned right to serve, to adore, and to fulfill. It is gratefulness which makes the soul great. Let's pray together on page 51. Please rise. Adonai sefer tzartitach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham invite you to be seated if you'd like. We're going to do Vishamru. So you could sit or stand, whatever you prefer.
Which Shabbat would you like to do?
Well, dun, dun, dee, 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 dee. Yeah, that's the one. 55. Please join us. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ve'ni uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. I will now invite you to take a few moments of silent prayer and reflection. There's lots of good prayers to say in between now and when we join back together on 61, or the prayers of your hearts. So, my friends, as I was reminded earlier at families at our Shabbat, the high holidays are in 1 week and 2 days. I was told 1 week, and I said, absolutely not. I have 1 week and 2 days. Thank you for asking. I need those days. Thanks. But I don't think it's just me. I think all of us could really use those 2 extra days. A little extra reflection, a little extra time. I don't know about you, but I just feel like September really snuck up on me in a way that I was not expecting. So as I've been thinking about what the holidays are going to look like this year, it's a really interesting experience because, you know, my first year ever of being a rabbi, I was in here by myself with Steve. And then last year was like a half and half situation. And now here we are trying to figure out how to navigate this year's high holidays. And it's weird. It's weird. But it is also such a joy and a privilege to be able to hear the music and sort of think about it again. And so if you are somebody for whom music is really, for me, it's a huge part of what the holidays are like and what in my brain, how the holiday function turns on. Tomorrow evening, we're going to have slichot here, where you'll get your first high holiday melody, 7:30, I believe, with a pre-neg beforehand at 6:45. Wine and cheese and non-wine, and also other non-cheeses. Little snackies, etc. But slichot is a really interesting thing because it's a night that is literally, slicha literally means excuse me or I'm sorry. It is a night to really think about that stuff. And this time of year, that's what we're supposed to be doing. So I'm thinking a lot about reward and punishment, and is that even a thing? And do I want to believe in a God that does that? And I don't know is the answer to all those questions. So this sort of been on my mind. And then, of course, this week's Torah portion is Kitavo. We're almost at the end of Deuteronomy, y'all. We've made it. We're so close. And this is this whole bit about how there's this bit about if you observe my mitzvot faithfully, I will bless you, and if you don't, I will curse you. And that is problematic for me. This idea of if you don't do something, you're going to be cursed. There's a lot of curses in this one, which, by the way, in a traditional shul are often mumbled. When they read out of the Torah, the idea is that you're supposed to hear every word of the Torah except for this part where they say it real fast and real quiet. So it's like you heard it, but not loud enough to really have it come true. Because we are a superstitious people after all. So I really am struggling with that idea because I don't like when sometimes you hear people say things like, "Well, everything happens for a reason," or God doesn't give you something you can't handle. And that, I don't find that very comforting. I don't know about you, but to me, sometimes everything happens for a reason is comforting, but in other situations, it's not that helpful. And so I just am struggling with this idea of curses and blessings, and what does it mean? What does it mean to be in relationship with something that offers that two-sided coin? At the same time, this portion also includes the bikurim, which is the offerings of the first fruits, which is something you're supposed to do. You're supposed to harvest your first fruit, and every perfect first fruit goes to God. And then you're supposed to also leave 10% of your field for the widow and the stranger and the orphan. All these things, to me, are just pieces of this relationship with this being that I think we're all about to confront again. Sometimes it's easy to let that stuff sort of slide, and you're I know God is involved in my life, but whatever. All of a sudden, we're sitting in Rosh Hashanah services oh, it's time. The book is opening. And this This is something I struggle with every year. I really do. All to bring up that I think if you're also struggling with it, you're not alone in that. Some of the reasons that we come together is to be in community as we go through this process, as we face Yom Kippur, which is a day that's supposed to remind us of our mortality, which nobody loves to be reminded of mortality, but, it is part of life, right? So this idea of the duality of living in this uncertainty and living in this feeling of kind of being uncomfortable, I think it's also like being a human being. So I just wanted to bring that up with you guys to let you know, like, as we sit through the next services, as you participate, as you hopefully come to all of the cool things that are going on here, we've got a lot of good stuff happening. If you ever find yourself feeling like, I don't know about this, I want to encourage that and say it's okay. Because that's part of being a human being in this world, asking those big questions. So, our last Shabbat, well, not really our last Shabbat. This is the Saturday before Rosh Hashanah. That is not the actual Saturday before Rosh Hashanah, because that's how it works sometimes. We get a chance to start thinking about this for real. So I invite you to join us tomorrow night if it's something you've never done. It's a beautiful, quiet, solemn, but also thoughtful evening where we get to really think about where we've been, where we're going, and what the year might hold for us. So I get to wish you Shana Tova now, since I talked about it. I wish you Shana Tova and Shabbat Shalom, and I hope that it's a sweet and wonderful year for all of us ahead. Thank you all for being here this evening. Shana Tova and Shabbat Shalom to all of you. As we think about being in community, we also, of course, think about the people in our community who are in need of healing, of body and of mind and of spirit. This week, we are thinking of Karen Sage, T. Penfill, Levi Klein, Sharon Curran, Lex Baum-Beslov, Shani Lewins, Nikki Berg, Sharon Burns, Mike Ingber, Barbara Saul, and Doreen Billett. If there's anybody else you are thinking of this evening whose name you'd like to share with us, with our community, say out loud. I invite you to do so. We join together in our Misha Berach for our prayer for healing on page 67. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Patty, would you like to come up and do the announcements? Oh, well, great. Use this microphone because that one's real quiet. Okay.
Thanks for the pro tip.
Well, I just spent a lot of time up there, that's why.
All right. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom, everyone out in TV land. There is a lot going on. Seldom is the print this small. So here we go. Starting Sunday, please join us for a 2-part virtual adult education series for the High Holy Days, From Brokenness to Healing, Making Meaning Through Memoir by author Ellen Bloom Barish. This is the perfect way to reflect on the year that passed and pause and reassess our intentions for the year ahead. Register for the Zoom link at shirtikva.org. Our Young Family Havurah is headed to the Troy Stage Nature Center tomorrow for a fabulous honey and apples learning experience. I also heard a rumor that the rabbi might be there for Havdalah. Register now at shirtikva.org. And, as we were told a few minutes ago, the high holidays are coming. Thank goodness. Check our full schedule at shirtikva.org/HHD, including tomorrow's Slichot service with Havdalah plus a wine and cheese preneg, our Young Family and Kids holiday services, our second day of Rosh Hashanah Tashlik service at J.C. Park, our incredible Yom Kippur study sessions, and more. Let's talk about the 2023 CST budget. Yay. It's so exciting. It is important, if not as fun as those other things I just mentioned. And it's happening this Tuesday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Join us on Zoom for an informative discussion. Adult Hebrew classes are enrolling now. Contact Marsha Leibson or email info@shirtikva.org for details. The CST Fall Bulb fundraiser, why do I always have a hard time with that? I'm going to start over. The CST Fall Bulb fundraiser will be wrapping up on September 28th. High-quality bulbs are delivered direct to your home in early October with 50% of the price coming to CST to benefit the Tauber caring community. Order at shirtikva.org. And finally, have you been joining us either in person or virtually for Shabbat services and are interested in membership or religious school? Please contact our Executive Director, Laura Leiberg, at info@shirtikva.org with questions or to learn more. His wife is even here. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks for coming, and thanks for watching at home. And hope to see you at some of these amazing things that are coming up soon.
I think we have a little oneg situation after this. Am I wrong? Yes. Yeah. We're having an oneg. Yes. Return of oneg. If you've now done the word oneg literally means enjoyment or celebration, and a Shabbat oneg is like you're supposed to eat something delicious and have a nice time with your friends. So that will happen after services. It's going to be great. Oh, thank you, Keith. Keith Hurwitz doing a lot of work around here. Thank you. We're going to continue with Aleinu, which is on page 74. I invite you to rise. I invite you to be seated for a moment. I'm on page 76. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to life, even when it is easier letting go. Hold on to my hand, even when I have gone away from you. This evening, we are in a period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Barry Peltz, cousin of Marshall Wengrow, Norman Cummings, father of Marshall Cummings, and Evelyn Cohen, friend of Carol Pastor and former Shir Tikva congregant. We also recall the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the passing of Geraldine Zaks, mother of Daniel Mercadante, Ruth Grossberg Tucker, mother of Mickey Berg, Jack Golden, father of Penny Michelin, Maury Lesson, father of Joan Firestone, Faye Lundy Parisman, mother of Erica Parisman, Murray Hoffman, father of William Hoffman, Richard Sweet, father of Benjamin Sweet and beloved CST congregant, Bessie Rose Fox, mother of Shel Bellinson, Dorothy Kaplan, mother of Brian Yamstein, and Wayne Yashinsky, father of Neil Yashinsky. If there's anybody else you are remembering this evening whose name you would like to share with us, I invite you to do so. Thank you, Bob. We rise as a community and join together on page 78. Yitkadal v'kadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divarach chirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye zechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lemei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol berachata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved here and everywhere, to which we say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Please be seated. We are going to sing Kiddush and Motzi. Family Ed has started back up, so this means that there will soon be new challah covers. I know, aren't they great? The first and second grade, so great. Yeah, I like to show all the angles too, because sometimes things are upside down. It's the best. So they're working on them now. And we're gonna have a little oneg, so we'll be able to enjoy this together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. The full Kiddush is on 87 if you're following along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishi ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinachaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen. I think I'll just bring it in there and we can all have a bite of it in there if that's okay with you guys. We're going to conclude with one more Oseh Shalom and then we'll get to have a little bite. Oseh Shalom bimroma. Hey, Yoshvei Teva ve'imru, amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for being here, Shana Tova. I hope I'll see you soon. Thank you to Keith, and thank you to Patty for setting all the things up, and thank you to Jan, as always, for the technical support. So glad to have you. Morafe, thank you for a beautiful Tat Shabbat. It was a fun evening. Thanks, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Please join us.